Hi guys, it's me Gwen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to our first advice video of the school semester. But I want to tell you all some of my favorite lessons, some of my favorite mantras that I have used actively throughout my year as a 19-year-old, because I've done a lot of growth and I hope that's apparent through my videos. I'm a completely different person, so I kind of wanted to share everything with you and give you all some advice. Yeah, I'm so excited. Before we start, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you're a student, a link down below. If you want to shop my Amazon storefront, also link down below, and my socials, Instagram and TikTok. So with that said, let's get into the advice. The first piece of advice that I have is that your time is important. Your time is worth a lot of value. So don't be wasting it on people who don't deserve your time. You cannot be putting your energy into people who are not going to bring that same energy back. I think it's important for your time, energy, and space to be earned by other people. It's not something that you just give away. Every second of your life is so precious, and it's so important not to waste on people who don't give a single shit about you. You need to surround yourself with people who contribute to your higher self and your well-being. Before you label someone as a friend, as an acquaintance, etc., do they bring value into your life? And I think value was one of the guiding philosophies that I've really acquired this past year. Are certain things adding value into your life? If not, then it's not worth associating with it. It's important to acknowledge that other people, when they are in your space, it is a privilege. It is a privilege for them to talk to you, and it's a privilege for you to talk to them. Your exclusivity is desirable, and know that your time is worth a lot of value. Do not be wasting your energy on other people. I think something that I wish more people my age knew about is just emotional energy. Who are you putting your emotional energy towards? Stop obsessing over someone who does not give two shits about you. Stop lingering on something that happened 2 years ago. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, and your time on earth is so limited. So why are you wasting so much of your time thinking about someone else? I think it's crazy that some people will spend their whole lifetime obsessing over someone else when you can be obsessed over yourself. But then what's the line between being narcissistic and what's the line between being confident in yourself? Being narcissistic is being like, no one deserves what I deserve. Like, I'm better than everyone. I don't think I'm better than anyone. I just think that I have better things to do in life. Instead of gossiping, I'm picking up a journal, because gossiping is wasting my time. Another thing that I've learned is that rejection is redirection. I think you've heard this quote so many times. I take every rejection as an opportunity to sit down and reflect. I'm not gonna linger on something that wasn't meant for me. I think every single internship position that I applied to over the summer that I got rejected from, it was meant to happen. I was not ready for it. And just because something is not happening in the timing that you expected does not mean it's not gonna happen, period. It's going to happen. And I think it's a very hard concept to grasp onto, because I feel like, especially in the job market with colleges, etc., it's really hard to deal with something like that. Take it from someone who got deferred from my school, and then I had to wait a couple months to get accepted. It taught me a lesson to not put all my eggs in one basket. There is a lesson that is brought out in almost anything that you do in life, and it's important to just take that lesson and learn from it and grow as a person. Because if you're not growing as a person from a life experience that you had, then what are we even doing? Another thing I wanted to talk about is being single. I think a question that I get a lot is like, how are you so okay with that? Or like, I don't understand how you have that mindset. And the thing is that I don't need someone to make my life fulfilled. My life is already fulfilled. I'm already happy. I'm already happy with my life. I'm happy with what I've built for myself. And when the timing is right, someone will come into my life. I'm not spending my college years chasing a man, because I'm focused on myself. I know that I only have limited time where I can just be by myself. I have the rest of my life to be someone else's, something, label, whatever the you want to call it. But I'm never gonna have this time alone again. So it's so important to cherish it and be in the moment and detach from the idea of a relationship, because honestly, who the cares at what age you get into a marriage or in a relationship? It doesn't matter. And if you think that, society's expectations are being thrown onto you, just know that it's none of your business what other people think about you. And this doesn't apply to just relationships. It applies to everything in life. Never, ever, ever set someone else's expectations on yourself. Lead your life with your own expectations. There's no expiration date on what you're meant to be, or like what your destiny is supposed to be. So stop living life with this lack mindset. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You don't have time to feel sorry for yourself. Instead, spend that time growing as a person. The more you realize that life is enough for you, the less time you spend giving other people enough. I think often being single in college, you're chasing an idea You're not chasing a person, you're chasing an idea. And I think a lot of that stems from your own self-acceptance, your own self-confidence, and your inner belonging. And no one can hand that to you except yourself. And it's important to know that love is not only found in your romantic relationships. I cherish my friendships so much because of the love that comes out of them. Cherish your friends, cherish the people that you know are your people. And I think if you are struggling with the relationship with someone that you quote unquote love, is that love clear and is that love intuitive? Because if it's not, and it's making you doubt yourself, and you're not the highest version of yourself when you're with that person, then leave, because that's not love. Another thing is that change is good. You will outgrow certain people. You will outgrow yourself. I think life is meant to change. It's meant to grow. You're shedding your cells. How do you yourself expect not to change? I say this all the time. And you know, you will outgrow some people and they might say, hey, you've changed. But in response to that, you say, how have you not? How have you not changed? You're not meant to be one static character for the rest of your life. You're constantly evolving. You're constantly adapting to become the best version of yourself. Your growth and your experience is not validated by how much it makes sense in proportion to other people. As long as it makes sense to you, it makes sense to you. Another thing I've learned is that once you truly have an idea of who you're becoming, it becomes a lot easier to be at peace with who you've been in the past. We have a lot of growing to do as like human beings in general, but I think especially in your 20s and in your teens, there's a lot of growing to be done. You know, I have been a person to so many people in the past, but I'm at peace with that because I know I'm a completely different person. Stop associating with who you've been in the past, because honestly, it's just your ego trying to come in and check you and clock you, and it's not worth it. Another thing for my anxiety people, all of my chronic worriers, a piece of advice that I often take and that I have some advice for you. It seems a lot more grave than it is in real life. Take time and think about every single thing that's worried you in the past, and it passes. I think you'll realize that almost everything that you wrote on that list, it has passed. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, it won't matter in these 5 minutes. And I know that's a hard thing for me to relay, because I think as someone with anxiety, it's hard, but it will pass. And it's important to know that like if you didn't have that experience, it wouldn't make you the person who you are today. I think we're constantly in this state of like worry, but everything that has happened in the past has passed. Take your stride with it and take it as a learning lesson. I take almost everything as a learning lesson. Another thing socially is that you're not meant for everyone and not everyone's meant for you, but you have to respect other people and people have to respect you. I think something that I learned just recently is that you can't please everyone. You can't people please everyone. You're not meant to be friends with everyone. Everyone has a different way of socializing. Everyone has a different way of leading their life and living their life, and you just have to be okay with the fact that you're not gonna mesh with certain people. But ultimately, the lesson that you have to pull from that is that you're living life for yourself, not other people. You're not, you know, creating this life to please other people. You're here to please yourself, okay? You have not been put on life to adapt to other people's needs. I think I need to emphasize this so much. You're not here to be anyone's servant. You're not here to be anyone's therapist. Make it about yourself. What do you need? What makes you happy? What fulfills you? What doesn't? Another thing is to never take anything personally. I think I've said this in one of my vlogs, but never take anything personally. The world does not revolve around you. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but only narcissists think that the world revolves around them. Never take anything to heart, okay? If someone you talked with once says something about you, why should you give a shit what they think about you? Other people's opinions, it's none of your business. It's none of your business, truly. Oftentimes when you take something personally from someone, it's because deep down you agree with what they said. And ultimately, the maximum expression of selfishness is assuming that everything is about you. Everything is pointed towards you. Victim mindset. It was about me. They said about me because they hate me. No, you just hate yourself, honestly. Nothing other people do is because of you. It's because of themselves. People do their own actions because that's their character. It's not, no one ever does something because of you. They do it for themselves. And I think you really start to realize things like that, and those things don't affect you and you don't take them personally when you know who you are as a person. And that might take time, and that might take a couple lessons, and that might, you know, take a whole semester to realize. But when you know who you are to your core, you know that It's not personal. I don't care because I'm happy with the life that I'm leading. I'm happy with the movie that I'm producing. I trust my character. I trust myself so much that I don't need to trust other people like that. I don't care what your opinion says about me because I trust myself enough. And I think my last piece of advice, I think this also ties into like energy and time, is to surround yourself with the right people. And I say this for all my college people, all my high school people. Your friend groups, you are an outcome of your friend group. Spend time with people who have the same morals as you. Spend time with people who are ambitious. Spend time with people who have the same guiding philosophies and mindsets as you. Much of your development as a person and who you become and characteristics that you adapt happen by osmosis. You take them in from other people by who you surround yourself with. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. Personally, my roommate and I, we vibe so well because we have the same aspirations in life. And I think that's why I value my friendships so much, because the insights that I get from them are things that I take into my life and are morals that I personally agree with. I could never be friends with someone who is not ambitious. I could never be friends with someone who doesn't want to take their life to a certain place because I don't agree with that. It's like, what are you spending your life doing? What are you wasting your time doing? But if you are currently surrounded by bad people, you're going to become a bad person. Anyways, those are all my pieces of advice. I hope you enjoyed. I am very passionate about stuff like this because I think life becomes fun when you are your truest self. Stop wasting time feeling sorry for other people. Stop wasting time feeling sorry for yourself and start living your life. And I hope you guys enjoy that. Don't take any of my advice to heart if you don't personally agree with it. This is just what I have to say. So if it's helped you, great. And if it hasn't, great. And if you've stayed this long, comment down below your favorite piece of advice you've received this year, or take time to, I don't know, reflect in the comments, take time to be grateful in the comments. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time. Bye.